Hello, friends, and welcome to the Stampin' Squad. If you're new around here, I want you to know that the Stampin' Squad is a community of friends, and we are all here learning to value, appreciate, and love ourselves and others, and also the creative spirit that is inside all of us. So if that sounds like the community you want to be a part of, you are welcome. Come on in, come as you are. Today, we're going to make a really cute rocker card. Now, I have been seeing other demonstrators make these cards, and so I had to try it. So I have our little pieces and parts out here that we're going to be using today, and let me tell you what we have. I used the Deckled Circles dies to make my circles for this card. Let me grab them here. Here they are. There's a circle for every project in this set. There are so many. For the red card base, I used the second largest one right there. And then for the white, I used the very next one right here. And then lastly, for the designer series paper, I used the next one in this one right there. And I went ahead and cut those before we started here to save a little bit of time. But those are the circles, and oh yes, so this one was the designer series paper, and I went ahead and cut it in half. So that is done. This is what it looked like before I cut it. And I just cut it in half with my paper trimmer. Now, the other things we need a couple of scraps. This is a scrap of Daffodil Delight. This is a scrap of Basic White. And then I have two pieces that I cut. This one is 2 inches. Let's make sure. 2 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And this one is 2 1/4 by 3. Yes. And I don't remember if I said it's Sweet Sorbet. This red color is Sweet Sorbet. All right, let's get started. Now, what I saw other folks doing sometimes was they would take their piece of cardstock, and you know the fibers of this paper run a certain direction. So that makes it easier or more difficult to fold the paper. Now, all we're going to do is fold it in half. So if you took your piece of cardstock and you just kind of tested it like this a little bit, and then maybe go a quarter turn and test it again, and that actually feels like there's more resistance. Let's go like this, and this is where it feels like it will fold the easiest. I'm not fighting against those paper fibers so much. So I'm just going to put it down here, and I'm going to get it a little bit closer to me so I can see over the top here. And I'm just going to bring that down here and fold it. Let me grab my bone folder to make this a little bit more crisp in this crease. Because when we're all finished, you'll see I want this card to stand up. So I'd like for this crease to be really sharp. Now I'm just going to set that aside for a moment. Let's talk about this piece of Basic White. Just like this, it needs to be cut in half. So there are a couple different ways. Actually, there's probably more than a couple, but I'm going to show you a couple of different ways you could do it. You could, I'll show you this way first. You could take this and go ahead and adhere it on here, and you're just going to make the margin or the border of the white equal distance along here. You could go ahead and adhere this on, and then you would take this with your paper trimmer, and you would just put it here with the edge of that designer series paper right next to the groove. You could kind of test it here and look, and then you could just cut it right there. So that's one way. The other way is to measure. So because these are deckled, it's not a smooth edge. but I'm going to put it up here, and I'm going to put the edge of it right in the track, and then look over here, and I can see it's about 5 inches wide. So halfway would be 2.5. So I am going to line it up right here at 2.5 and just cut it right there. Okay, so now we have 2 halves, and we'll use both of those for our project. I did want to show you, because we're working with this piece of designer series paper, but I did want to show you the other papers in this pack because they're so bright and cheerful and really fun paper. So this is the one that I'm using, right? And the B side is these stripes. Let me set that aside. Look at this, look at these flowers and the cute bees with all their fun expressions. I love it. The back side of that is this sweet sorbet with these cute little daisies. More bees and hearts, adorable. And the back side, more hearts. This I absolutely love with the little honey jars and the hearts. And the back side, I don't know, can you see that? It's like the little trail of the bee when it's flying. These, I especially love that one where he's holding the heart. So cute. And the back side is this colorful Daffodil Delight plaid. And this is the last one. I love this green lemon lime twist. And then this looks like a honeycomb. So a fantastic pack of paper that you definitely want to get if you haven't gotten it already. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and adhere some things together. And I'm going to put this on here, and I'm actually going to bring it right up to the edge. So I'm not leaving any white border here, bringing it all the way up to the edge, and the border is just around the curved part of the circle. Now let me grab some glue. And I haven't tried my glue today. I just opened it up. So let's see. Oh, good. It's coming out. You know, sometimes I'm not very good about putting the lid on my glue, and I leave it sitting out, and then it kind of dries up on the end. And I have to take a little pin or something and stick in there to get it flowing again. And I'm just pushing that up right against the edge. There we go. And then here's our card base. We can go ahead and put this on here. So let's do that. So we'll get this all put together, and then we'll be able to do some fun stamping for our card. Again, I'm gonna put this right up against the top edge. And then we've got this really pretty sweet sorbet border along the curved part. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's a Stampin' Up! Delivery. We could always hope. We could always hope. Let's stamp. I am using this Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to stamp the stripes and the stinger for my bee. Let me grab the stamp set here so you can take a look. It's the Be My Valentine stamp set, and so we can make bees. It's got great Valentine's sentiments, and this really cute stamp that makes the wings, but there's also a stamp for a heart. So we're going to use a few of those on our project today. Let me grab my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I just talked about not closing my glue, and I left it open. So let me do a better job there. And I am going to put the pad onto my stamp because for I don't know, for whatever reason, for me, I get better coverage when I do that instead of doing it this way. So, you know, you just have to experiment, figure out what works best for you. I'm just holding that on there a minute to give time for that ink to really absorb into the cardstock so I get a nice crisp image. So I'm going to set that aside. Then I want to grab the stamp for the wings. And let's stamp some wings here. There we go. All right, one more thing while we're here. Let's stamp. This is going to go on the inside of our card, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment, "You make my heart buzz." So cute. So let's ink this up. There we go. And I'm just going to kind of put it in the middle here. There we go. Done and done. Now, let me grab our Bee Builder punch. So this is going to punch out his body, and then this is going to punch out his wings, but you can also use this to punch out hearts, and then little hearts here. So let's open this up. Let me grab this and put it right in here. And let me see if I can line that up pretty good. I think I'm happy with that. So there's our little bee body. Oh, he's so adorable. And now, let's get these wings. Same here. I'm going to give myself just a minute to make sure I get it in there the way I want to. There we go. Whee! I love it when the pieces of paper fly out. So fun. Okay, now we need to put a face on our bee. And I've chosen the stamp that is just a little smiley face. There's also a couple different ones. This one where it's winking. This one is also smiling, but with the eyes closed. And then this one is kind of a side eye, which is funny. But for the moment, I'm just going to use the smiling face. So let me ink that up, and I'm just going to put that right there. Super fun. Now let's put some things together. First, I'm going to put the wings. I'm going to attach these wings to my bee. So let's put a little bit of glue right here. A little bit, and then I'm going to put the wings right about there, maybe tilt them a little bit. I am not a bee expert, so I don't know really where they belong, but that looks fine to me. Now, we need to stamp on this. So I'm going to bring out some colors that coordinate with the colors that are in this designer series paper. So we've got the lemon lime twist for the stems and the leaves. One of the flowers is pool party. One is petal pink and one is sweet sorbet. So I am just going to mimic those. And I need a piece of scrap paper. So let me grab a piece here, because I'm going to be going off the edge here. I can just put that aside. Now, there are two different stems in this set. And you know what? I'm gonna set that aside for a minute because I'm gonna stamp the flowers first. And I want my bee to be hovering like just above the flowers. So I'm just gonna lay him there. And that will help guide me to where I want to be. So here's the little flower. And this flower is going to go right here in the middle. Now I can move him out of the way because now that will kind of guide me with the rest of my stamping. Now I just need to clean off the stamp. I've got my Simply Chamois here. Clean off that ink. And next, I'll do the petal pink. So let's grab it. Ink that up. And I'll put the petal pink one right here. Cute. And last, a pool party. So again, I need to clean this quickly here. There we are. And let's put a pool party flower here. Adorable. Now we can do stems, right? So let's get this here. As I was saying a moment ago, there are two different stems. So I'll use both of them. Why not, right? Let's ink this one up and put that right there. And I'll use the same one out here for the petal pink flower. And just for something different, we'll use this one for, let me make sure I get enough ink on there. Use this one for the sweet sorbet flower. Now, I would like for there to be more leaves along the bottom. So I am going to, first I'm going to stamp that off a little bit. Then I'm going to use this and I'm just going to ink up these two leaves right here on the side. And then I can, let's see, stamp those right here. And I'm going to do the same thing again. Stamp right there. And some of them are overlapping. That doesn't bother me. I mean, that's real life, right? The leaves, there's going to be some overlapping with them. So let's see. I'll put that one there. And that's fun. So, you know what? I'm going to put one more. And, you know, maybe you won't be as obsessive about this as I am. But there we go. A few more leaves. We can move that out of the way and close this up. And now we can adhere this together. There we go. I'm going to move it around just a tiny bit to make sure it's straight there. And then my little bee is going to go on here. I'm going to wait just a minute before I put him on. I'm going to put the inside on here. There we go. And that's going to go right there. And then I have a little surprise to show you. That's going to go right up against the crease. Move it just a little. That's why I love my glue, because it lets me move things around. There we are. And remember on the punch, we talked about this heart. Well, I took a piece of the sweet sorbet and I punched out a bunch of hearts. So I'm going to take one of those and put just a little bit of glue on it, and I think I'll put it right there. So just a tiny bit of glue, because we don't want it to squeeze out when I press down on that. There we are. Now that's kind of a fun surprise, I think. This is going to go right here on the front of our card. And let me see, I think I have an envelope here, because I wanted to make sure that when I put this on here, it wasn't sticking out so far that it would not fit in the envelope. So here's an envelope. It's going to go in just like this, and I just need to make sure that it's going to fit, right? And so it looks like I can leave a little bit of space right here, and it will still fit in my envelope. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to put glue on this bottom part, and that will keep it in place here. Let's see if I can get it centered and reasonably straight. Sometimes it helps me to look at something that's less complicated, and I'm looking to see if those two lines are parallel. Because sometimes for me, when I look at this, there's so much going on, it's hard for me to find a straight line, but that looks like I've got it on there straight. All right, now the B. Let's put the B on. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Oh, I can't stand it. It's so adorable. Let's put some dimensionals on here. And you know me, I go crazy with the dimensionals. Put one right there, and let's do just one more right there. Pull off the backing. And when we finish with this, I'll show you one other one that I have made. All right, and I want my bee to be kind of dive bombing. Dive bombing the flowers. So I'll put him right here. And last but not least, look at these beautiful little adhesive backed flowers and hearts. And these are called adhesive backed hearts and flowers. That's what they're called. So I'm gonna grab, oops, something on here. I'm gonna grab, I think I'm gonna get one of these blue flowers, just for fun. Let's put that on there, just right in the corner. And there we have it, our rocker card. Okay, ready? So you can set it up just like that, and it will rock back and forth. So cute, such a fun surprise. Here's another one I made, and this is just the back side of that paper, but it looks super cute as well with these little stripes, and I put a little heart on this one. So that's the card I have for you today, a rocker card. If you don't have the Deckled Circles dies, no problem. Use any circle dies you have, or here's a secret. If you don't have any circle dies, or you don't have ones this big, I bet you have bowls in your kitchen. So you could always just trace around a bowl and then scissor cut it out. So hope everybody will make one of these, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.